Welcome back everyone to Hell Is Us. This is part 14 and we are jumping right into the Plains of Mist. So in here we'll be fighting our first level 3 enemies and we're kicking things off with a couple of trophies. So once you defeat this level 3 Haze of Rage, you get the All the Rage trophy, and that's for defeating all 3 tiers of rage variants. Then we're going to go to the right and come up these wooden stairs, and you'll see that we get another haze that pops out. This one is Ecstasy. Once you get rid of that haze, you get the Buzz Killer trophy for defeating all 3 Haze of Ecstasy variants. Now that that's done, let me remind you to hit like and subscribe so that you're always notified whenever I come out with a new guide for your viewing pleasure. Come through these ruins. We're going to basically go counterclockwise in this area from where we entered with the APC. There's a small alcove here that's off to the right, and you can see there is a circular indentation in the wall. It has a square with a leaf in the middle. We're going to need that symbol for later. Come over here and you can drop down from that wooden bridge that's mostly broken. Be careful, there is a ranged hollow above us, so I'm going to hang out here for just a second so that it de-aggroes before we climb up the ladder, because otherwise it'll just knock us off. Climb up the ladder to exit out of here. You can open up that door from this side, and there is a small item on the chest. Make your way back over to the bridge. Keep an eye on that ranged hollow so that it doesn't surprise you and knock you off the bridge. Cross over it. Make your way to the right and go left around the area where that ranged hollow is sitting above you. We're going to go ahead and take him out now. These level 3s are a lot more aggressive, so don't forget about your blocking skills. Once you're done with him, drop off the left side when you turn around. Here we have an eye inside of a diamond shape on the wall, and around the corner is the barrel key and a note. There's a whole lot going on in this one. The Plains of Mist is a pretty short area, but with dealing with the level 3 enemies throws a little bit of a twist in it. Hop out of that hole and come back around to the left. We can take out this fat boy that's sitting on top of these stairs. And then to the right, you'll see there's another ranged hollow. Try and block yourself behind a wall. Grab this journal here and then drop down into the hole in the wooden floor. When you come through this area, you'll see there's an enemy waiting. And there are a few items in here as well. And there's a ladder that leads out. So once you climb the ladder, if you look up to the right, there's a platform and another platform. On the wall there, you saw there's a circle with a sun in it. You need to drop down onto the middle platform to pick up the research item, the rusted gauntlet. And then you also have a suppressor over here as well. And then you'll also want to drop down and then climb back up the ladder. Now we can go ahead and take out this ranged hollow. Once you're done with that, we are going to head over to this small walkway in between all of these hollow statues. If you go to the left at the end, you can go inside of a small building and find a chest here. We don't have the correct key just yet, but just know that that chest is there. We'll go find the key here shortly and come back and unlock it. So now let's continue through these ruins. All of these ruins are pretty much connected. This is not a very big area and it's not very confusing. You'll want to come over to where there's a large hollow hiding underneath a platform. He's a Timeloop guardian, so you want to be sure to take him out. Leave that area and come back around. And this time we want to head over to the left. You'll see a ranged hollow here, along with several humanoid hollows. This will probably be your first real test with level 3 enemies because they move a lot faster and they like to swarm you. So take all of these guys out. And if you look behind you, there's a... I guess that's a hexagon with a knife in it. We need those symbols to unlock that large door. Come around, take out another Timeloop guardian. And there's another journal here as well. Inside these little ruins here, you can find the Mossy key. This it starts the Overgrown mystery. And then if you come back through here, you'll see we've already been to this area. We're going to head back over. You can see the door to the left there. Head back over to this path with the hollow statues. We're going to use the Mossy key to unlock this chest that we found earlier. That'll give us a piece of defensive gear, and it will solve the Overgrown mystery. Now we're going to go up to this door. We need to place the twin-headed serpent into the door. And unfortunately, it just reveals another door. So as you can see, the dials, the outside shape is already there. So you just have to fit the correct symbol inside. So the first one will be the knife. The second one is going to be the leaf. The third one is going to be the sun. And then the bottom one will be the eye. That should open up another door. And thank goodness there is no third door hiding behind the second one. Make your way down into this, what looks to be a cave system. You'll see there are beautiful hollow statues with water falling on them all the way down, and it's quite pretty to look at. I love the visuals of this place. We're going to go down quite a ways. This is where the majority of the Plains of Mist happens. The actual outside is very, very small and short, but coming down here, this is kind of a labyrinth. So you'll want to pay careful attention to where I'm going. Make your save before entering this large cavernous area. You'll see the Timeloop there, and it looks completely different from every other Timeloop we've seen, and that's because it's in the road tier. To the left, you will have an enemy that has 2 hazes inside of it. Once you take out the Glyph haze, we get the Good Glyph trophy for defeating all 3 tiers of hazes for Glyph, and also that enemy is a Timeloop guardian. There's only one way that we can go. We have to go to the left. So enter this area and follow the path. Be careful here. Up on that ledge is a ranged hollow. We cannot get to it just yet, so just try to run past it and get away from it. Take out the enemy that's around the corner. And when you get to the end of the path, you'll have to pull the lever to open up the door. Here you can see we're on a small stone bridge. You'll have to take out an enemy that's guarding the doorway to the next area. Pull the lever to open up the door. Yeah, you can see there's a glowing object down there. We'll be traveling down there here shortly. For now, let's just continue down the path that we can reach. There is an enemy in the hallway. Get rid of him. And continue on. You'll see a save point before a larger area. There's a linked enemy here. You can see I'm having a little bit of trouble with that one, and it's probably because I'm using Limbic Axes of Grief against a Grief Haze. I really should have switched it up there. Once this enemy is taken care of, we want to head to the east. So pull out your compass, go to the east, and there'll be 2 enemies in here that need to be taken care of. And this room, there are 2 places we can go to the left. So choose the leftmost left path to grab a glyph. And then head back and go to the rightmost left path. This is going to bring us to some scaffolding that you carefully want to drop down. You will take a massive amount of damage if you're not careful when dropping down into this area. There are several humanoid hollows waiting for us, so do be careful. It is very easy for them to quickly swarm you if you're not careful. Go through this area and you'll see this is the area we looked down on from the stone bridge earlier. There's a ranged hollow across the gap, so be careful crossing. There's an enemy waiting for us here. I'm just staying behind this pillar to avoid too much damage from the ranged hollow. Continue on where you can cross over to the other side, and then we can take out the ranged hollow. He is a Timeloop guardian, so he will be taken care of permanently. And we can also grab this yellow orb, which turns out to be the Lymbic Rod Ecstasy V. Now we want to turn around and go to the end on this side of that gap. To the left, there's a cavern with wooden stairs leading up. We want to go there. At the end of the path is a ranged hollow. This is the first one that we passed earlier. He's guarding an Amine Prism row. So now we can drop down and make our way back to that cavernous room. Remember, we pulled out our compass and we decided to go east. We just need to make our way back to that room so that we can take the west path. So back in this room now. Last time we went to the east, now we want to go west. If you go over to the right, there's a bridge there, but this just makes a big circle. We need to take out these guys, so do not go over the bridge. Go into the next area. take out that enemy. And in order to reach the other one, we have to make our way around these pillars. And then once we take out the ranged hollow, it shows we have defeated a Timeloop Guardian. So he won't be coming back. Now we're just going to continue on through the only path that we can for now. Be careful, there are humanoid hollows that are hiding around this corner. Once they're taken care of, you can grab this yellow orb, which is the Lymbic Rod Ecstasy W. Carefully drop down to the lower level and take out the enemy. And then follow along this path, which, like I said before, just makes a circle. We would have just missed out on those enemies had we taken the bridge. So take the left path, and we are gonna run. This is the easiest way that I have found to handle this room. Go and take out one of the ranged hollows first. The enemy on the ground is a rage haze, and that haze will follow you up, but at the very least you can at least take out one of the ranged enemies because they are super deadly. You have two, one on each side from above, plus the rage haze. It's just too difficult if you try to take out the haze first. So pick one of these ranged hollows and take it out first, and then kind of work your way back around. When you defeat the last one, you'll be shown that a Timeloop Guardian has been defeated. I did not have time over here to pick up this item at the end, but sitting on the chest there's a terror suppressor that you can grab. And once you're finished with that, you can come up to the door, pull the lever, and open it up. Now this room, this is a puzzle room. You will want to be very aware of the places where you can use Cappy to read the ancient language, because this is how you figure out the code to open up the door. So here you see me scanning these. These are all about TR, who represents serpents in this mythos. So if you come around this circular area in the middle and you see the tree, you'll see a question. And basically when you see a large symbol like that, you will see a question and you're going to have to input the answer. And all of these answers are found all over the room. I am not going to show you every single one, but from everything that we have been able to find throughout the course of going on this twin-headed serpent journey, you should be able to figure these out pretty easy. Let's take a look at this star, and you'll get another question. And then over on the opposite side of the room, we can find a moon and sun that also poses another question. So this is going to be weird. Once we go around to where the door is, you're going to see these plates on the floor. So this is pretty much a pressure plate puzzle, and you have to answer the questions correctly or else it's instant death. So let's go over to the tree, and you can scan the names. TR is on the left. That's the correct answer to the question that we read. So stand on the plate, the gates will go up, and nothing will happen if you choose the correct answer. Over here at the moon and sun, you can scan the answer. On the left side, the answer is dead. So step on the plate and nothing will happen if your answer is correct. Then come over to this star, scan the plates. On the right side, you see abandonment. That is the correct answer. So step on the plate, and once you're done, the floor will shake and the door will open, and we will be able to continue on into the next room. There's a lot that goes into solving these puzzles. This is why I said way back in the beginning that you have to be super aware of everything. Talk to every character, read every ancient scroll, be very, very hyper aware. Once you pass through and come into the next room, let's head east and then take the first right and climb up this ladder to the upper level. When you come over to this door, pull the lever to open it, and there's an enemy hiding out right here. We want to take it out so that we don't forget about it later. We want to be completely finished with the Plains of Mist by the time we collapse the time loop and leave the area. We want every enemy done for. So that's why we went up there, just to take him out. In the back of this room, there's really not anything going on over there. So let's exit out the way that we came. We are going to head left, cross over the gap. To the right, we can't go anywhere. If you head back the way that we came, you'll see that there's a ranged hollow here, but we can't go anywhere from here either because the door is closed behind us. We'll have to open it from the other side. So here, just showing you that all of these paths are pretty much closed off at the moment. So from here, again, we're going to head to the left from where we came out from going up the ladder. Cross over the gap and head straight. Ahead of us, you will see two hands holding a chalice. That's important for the next puzzle, and you want to pay attention to it. This is the first sacrament. So take note of that and read the ancient writing. And to the right of that, you can climb up a set of ladders to get up to the next level. When you exit from the ladder, be careful, there's a ranged hollow behind you. You will not be able to scan that until you take the enemy out. Because, you know, when the enemies are aggroed, you're limited on what you can and can't do with Cappy or interacting with doors. So once you take out the enemy, come back over here and you'll see that there is a knife going through an eye. It is the second sacrament, and you want to take note of that. It is important. Come back over to this scaffolding and carefully drop down the left side. I was just being curious, but you cannot go that way. You're not allowed. Now, earlier we were on the opposite side of the gap, the large canyon. We've made our way to the other side from where we came in. Keep going around to the end and take a left, and you'll see you can go either left or right. You can come to the left just to pick up this ecstasy suppressor if you think you need it. Otherwise, we want to go to the right on the side of the staircase. Don't go up the stairs yet. When you come out here, there will be enemies laying all over the floor. They're going to come alive once you walk by. They get aggroed pretty quickly. And there's a ranged hollow above us and to the left, so do be aware of that. We need to take out these enemies, or you can run past them and they'll follow you. Here, you're going to see a cut because once I take out this enemy, I accidentally fell off So just so you don't have to see it, I went ahead and reloaded and came back. You can see that ranged hollow is just kicking my ass, and it's so annoying. But we need to make our way across the cavern to the right and then take the first left where you see this enemy. To the back, you'll see that we need a key to open up this door, and the symbol looks kind of like the body part of the hollow. From that door that's locked, take the left, come in here and take out this haze. In this room, you also want to take note of the person with a knife stabbed through it. This is the third sacrament, and it looks like some sort of a sacrifice. That is very important, and we need to note that symbol. You can come over to the back of the room and pull the lever to open up this door, and this just brings a shortcut to the area we were in earlier, before the first floor puzzle, I'm sorry. Now let's go directly across, and we can find another statue that has a twin-headed serpent, and it's called the fourth sacrament. It's important. Take note of it. That door has no lever. Their only purpose in that room is to see that statue. Now, we can, when we exit, turn to the right, come to the end, and you can grab the rusted key. We're going to turn right back around and head back over to the door that has the symbol of the hollow on it. And we're going to use the rusted key to unlock the door. This completes the mystery Ascetic Vows. In here, you can pick up another of Lady Sophia's journals. And now you can pick up Francis's journal. And on the other side of the room, you can grab the research item Skull in a Box. And I highly recommend reading the journals. The story is pretty cool. It's very devious and terrible, but I think you can think of TR kind of like Satan. I think that's probably a pretty good comparison to normal life. Yeah, the stories in this game are kind of wild sometimes. So let's head back to where we came in. Remember, we went to the right on the side of the stairs. Now we want to turn around and climb the stairs. On this walkway is a Timeloop Guardian. You want to make sure and get rid of him. Continue on into the next room, and you can grab the twin axes of Ecstasy. I finally have all 4 limbic spheres of twin axes, so I'm super excited. I don't know if you guys are. Let me know what your favorite weapon is in the game if you feel like leaving a comment. I would love to know if I'm the only one who prefers the twin axes. When you come into the next room, you'll have a fat boy that has a Terra Haze inside. Once you defeat him, that is a Timeloop Guardian. In here, I'm just taking a look around. All we really want to do is pull this lever to open up the door with the twin-headed snakes, and you will see a massive floor puzzle in the next room. So all of those symbols that we saw, we need to press them in order of how we found them. The first one was the hands in the chalice, and then there's 1 per row. The second one was the knife going through the eye. The third one was the person being sacrificed. And then the fourth one is the twin-headed serpent. They have to be done in order, and there's 1 per row from left to right. So be very careful. Once you've completed that, the floor will shake and the door will open, and there is a save point immediately outside the door. Now in here you have these really super massive groups of humanoid hollows. They're not hard to take out. They don't even leave any shards behind. So once you've taken all of them out, come over here and grab the Ancient Limbic Forging Tome. That is for us to give to Victor so that he can upgrade our weapons even further. And this should be the final Forging Tome. To the left of the door, there is a Limbic chest. We do have the rods that we need to unlock it. So go ahead and open that up. And we solve the mystery of the Limbic chest in the Temple of the Fallen. Pull the lever to open up the door to the twin-headed serpent. And once you get to this point, we're getting ready for another haze boss. Personally, I did not like the Terror haze boss. I think the Ecstasy haze boss is very well done. I think it's fast-paced and fun to play, and generally just challenging enough. Now granted, I'm playing on easy here. It's not much of a challenge at all. However, on normal, it was very, very good. So go to the end. You'll see a glowing yellow object. Once you pick that up, you'll be transported to this area where you're going to be fighting Ecstasy hazes. As you can see, there are these, I don't know what they are, these little tubes that are just kind of spread around in this room. As you take out the hazes, it will also take out those little tubes as you kill them. They start out at level 1. Later on, you'll get some level 2 hazes. And sometimes you'll get these weird, it almost looks like a table lamp where the shade is moving. But they spit out barbs that can injure you, so you want to take those out as well. Just find the haze, run after it. Sometimes you'll have some that have that, they have like a shield around them, so you'll have to take out the little tower next to it that is supplying the shield. And you'll notice the more enemies you take out, the faster you're going to move. You'll run faster, you'll swing faster. It's almost like getting frenzied in a way. So I thought this was really fun, and I thought it was better on normal. I really enjoyed once you start getting the mixture of 1 and 2 enemies, and then you get a couple of 3s. It's still fun here, but it's a lot more fun on normal difficulty, in my opinion. But I like a challenge. Now, as you go through, you'll get these little table lamps with the moving lampshades that will just randomly appear. But the other things that supply the hazes, once you get rid of them, they won't return. Oh man, he really got me on that one. I had to use a med kit. Your final haze is a tier 3. He's pretty tough, honestly. Just try to get rid of him. Once he's gone, you'll be transported back to the area that we came from and granted the Keystone of Ecstasy. So now we've collected 3 out of 4 Keystones. I think we're doing pretty good. Now, you're going to see here, as I'm headed down, you can only exit to the right to go down the stairs. Go left underneath the bridge, and be sure to grab this defensive gear before moving on. And if you see as I'm running, you can see my stamina going down. This happened to me 2 out of 3 times. It did not happen on my normal playthrough, but on my easy playthroughs, it happened both times. My stamina bar is acting as though there's an enemy present, but there isn't. And when I go up to the time loop, it's not going to allow me to enter it, as if I would be being targeted by an enemy. So you can see I couldn't go in. All I did was warp back to the APC and then run all the way back to the time loop, and that cleared it up. So if you run into that issue, all you have to do is warp back to the APC. Once you enter the time loop, you'll need to use the Amine Prism. Just attach it to Cappy and let him do all the work to collapse the time loop. And once that's done, go up to the altar where you can find Francis's journal. You can grab that item and we can make our way back over to the APC. I don't know why it does that. There's been a couple of times now where that's happened, where I can't interact with anything because of, I don't know if it's a glitch, but it's almost as if I'm being targeted by an enemy, but there's no enemy nearby. Anyway, once you're back in the APC, speak to Tanya and you can ask her what to do with the Keystone. Of course, she's going to tell you the same thing she always did. If you wish, you can do some research. We're going to check this navigation computer just to see, and it shows the Plains of Mist is clear. We have taken out every single enemy, which is awesome. And we're going to head back over to the Akasa Marshes for now. We need to hand that Limbic Forging book over to Victor. Once we do that, he'll be able to upgrade our weapons fully. So we definitely want to take care of that ASAP. You do get another little cutscene with the woman who speaks to you in the APC. I suggest watching it. And then once we get into Akasa Marshes, head over to Victor and hand over the Limbic Forging Tome.
Let's get those weapons, sir.
You'll have to go into craft and then study.
Excellent. Now I'll be able to make the most potent weapons.
Now, here I'm going to go ahead and imbue some defensive gear. So the Idol of Rage Contempt, I'm going to keep this one throughout.
I'm good.
I upgraded that to level 4 and earned the Accessorizing trophy, and that is for upgrading one defensive item fully. Of course, I'm not going to upgrade anything else. I would need more rage shards. So for now, we're going to head over to the weapons and do some upgrading there. Now, we won't get another trophy for upgrading until we have either one of each weapon type upgraded to level 5, or until we have 2 level 4 defensive gear and 2 level 5 weapons equipped all at the same time. So for now, I'm upgrading the twin axes of Glyph. Those were upgraded to level 5, and now I'm just upgrading a couple of other weapons as much as I can. It looks like I'm going to have to imbue some shards if I want any more rage. There, I upgraded the polearm of Ecstasy to level 5, so now it's gone. Because I can't upgrade it anymore. That's why it disappears. If I want to upgrade the twin axes of rage, I'll have to infuse some shards. So here I will do that. I need the large rage shards in order to upgrade my weapon. You can look at the numeric value all the way to the right to decide how many you need to infuse to make your upgrade. Once that's done, I'll head back over to the weapons. You can see I can now upgrade my twin axes of rage to level 5. And I think that's going to do it for now. I think we're pretty good on upgrades so far. So let's head back over to the APC. And we are going to travel to a new area. Take a look at the navigation computer once you get inside. And you can see we have not been to Jeljin yet. That seems to be the only place that we have not visited so far. So let's head there now. And this is another area that by the time we're finished with it should be completely clear by the time that we leave. All time loops taken care of and all enemies destroyed. And that's where we're going to end this video, is at the start of Jeljin. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see everybody back here in part 15. Until then, Khajiit always has wares.